Let's proceed to Table 2A, the popularity. In this table, it shows that there are a majority of 24 votes who are agree in choosing a candidate that repeatedly runs for a government position. On the other hand, the survey gathered 26 votes for the students who are somewhat disagree in voting a candidate who came from political dynasty. Lastly, 36 students are disagree in voting a candidate who became an actor or actress. These results fall to a standard deviation of 2.1, which interprets that popularity is somewhat disagree for the students to be their basis in choosing the appropriate candidate for the election. Now I will discuss the Table 2B, the achievement. The preceding table for the achievement factor have a standard deviation of 3.29. It also has a total mean of 56.7, which means that majority of respondents has chosen agree with the three assertions under these factors. The first one is will vote for a candidate that won political awards, will vote for a candidate who passed laws in his or her political career, and will vote for a candidate that were acknowledged by the universities around the world. Consequently, these statements affects the newly registered voters' perception in choosing appropriate candidate. Moving forward to Table 2C, the community involvement. According to the data gathered from the survey, all of the three statements collected the most votes under the agree column with 36, 46, and 57 votes respectively, while the computed standard deviation is 3.0, which falls under the somewhat disagree interpretation. It can be concluded that the 68 students were somewhat disagree in the statements that they will vote for a candidate who is always present on the grounds of the community, will vote for a candidate who prioritizes community projects, and the statement saying that they believe that community involvement of a candidate is important. Next is the Table 2D, the educational background. It reveals that this is an important quality to consider in choosing the appropriate candidate in the perspective of the respondents because it had a standard deviation of 3.24, which falls to interpret somewhat agree. The survey garnered a total of 68 votes for agree and somewhat disagree in voting a candidate that has a college degree, 56 votes for voting a candidate that graduated from a popular or state university, and 65 votes for a candidate that has college degree related to politics. We're now proceeding to the next table, which is the platform factors. According to the data, it has a standard deviation of 3.34, which interprets that students completely agreed that platforms influence their decision-making in selecting their ideal candidate for the national election 2022. Lastly, the other quality factors in Table 2F. As shown in the table that attitudes gets three answers from the respondents. Therefore, newly registered voters somehow appreciates one's attitude that may reflect how a candidate handles the country if elected. That's all for the perceptions of the newly registered voters in the qualities to consider in choosing the appropriate candidate in terms of popularity, achievements, community involvements, educational background, platforms, and other factors.